All right, so lesson number 24 here. This is the beginning of our new note packet. What we're looking at here are percents. And realizing that what a percent is simply a rate. A rate typically is how much for one, but when we're talking about percents, it's always out of 100. So per 100. So percents are always out of 100. That's the key thing. Percent is always, and give a double underline there, is always out of 100. That's going to be the key part there. So let's see what we got going on here. We got Rob's Fruit Farm, all right, consists of 100 acres. Oh, what a convenient story here, on which 3 different types of apples grow. On 25 acres, the farm grows Empire apples. Macintosh apples grow on 30% of the farm, and the remainder of the farm grows Fuji apples. All right, so shade in the grid below to represent the portion of the farm. Okay, so shading here. So first thing we want to notice here is we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 by 10. So how many squares we got here? If it's 10 by 10, there are 100. And percent is always out of 100. So for the Macintosh apples, all right, we'll start with the first one, is the Empire apples. So for what I'm going to use is for the Empire apples, I'm just going to shade them in. All right. The percent here, well, let's see here, part to whole ratio. Part of the farm has 25, and then 2, and then the whole amount, the whole farm has 100 that we're looking at. So really what we've got ourselves here is 25%. And it's as simple as that. When it's out of 100, we love it. It's always the percent. So what we want to do is we want to shade in 25 of the boxes. So I know we've got 10 going down here, another 10 that's going here, and 5 more will make the 25. So we kind of just shade. Again, we don't need anything major here. So there's 20, and then there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there is 5. So all of this. Okay, I'll stop. Those are all of our Empire apples. Now, 30%, all right, 30% are the Macintosh. So for the Macintosh, I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a dot. So inside each box, I'm just going to use one little dot. I'm just going to start over here because it's going to be easier because I know there's 10, so 10, 20, 30, so I need 3 rows. So dot, 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 dot. Insert your own little song here if you would like. Notice we are not connecting the dots at all, but we're just representing that we have a total of 30 of them that we've got. All right. So that shows 30% that we're after. And the remaining part are the Fuji apples, and I'm just going to say we're going to leave them blank. All right, so let's fill in our part to whole here. We knew that there are 30, so the 30 made up the part that was Macintosh to the 100 total, so we're looking at 30%, which means the remaining, well, I've got 2 ways here. I could count them up, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 5 more to get 45, or what I could do is I could add these up. Noticing that I've used up 55, and then that would mean, well, if it's out of 100, 100 minus the 55, there's my 45. So it'd be 45 to 100. So it'd be 45% that we are looking at. So again, the main thing here is percent. It's out of 100. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. We got the shaded portion of the grid below represents the portion of a granola bar remaining. Okay, so watch what's going on here. So first of all, the shaded shows what's remaining. All right, so first of all, what percent does each square of a granola bar represent? Well, if we look at this, we've got these as decimals. So I'm going to come right off over the side here. I've got this. If we say this is the number 1, and then 100ths. Okay, now, so this is the connection here. If we say the decimal, and especially if it's out of 100, it makes it nice because what percent does each square represent? Well, there's the fraction. It's out of 100. 1 is out of 100. So in this particular case, it is 1%. And again, that's because of what we've got going right there. So all we had to do was say it, and then we could write it as a percent because it's out of 100. So what percent of the granola bar remains? Okay, so the shaded portion, is showing what remains. So a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, and 8. All right, and then a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10. 10 times 8 is 80. So I have 80 of those squares. Each is worth 1%. Well, I've got myself 80%. So what are other ways we can represent this percent? Other ways we can represent this. So 80%, I could represent it as a fraction. How could you write it out as a fraction? Well. What's percent always out of? Percent is always out of, yeah, 100. So I could do that. I also notice here, if each of them are 100ths, and I've got 80 of them, I've got 80 hundredths. So what does 80 hundredths look like? Well, there is the number 80, and I need to have the tenths and the hundredths position. So there we go. So percents, fractions, and decimals all hang out together. They are good friends. So we do want to kind of get used to them. So let's just kind of check in with you, and let's see what we've kind of got going on here. Well, all right. Well, let's see how you are doing here. So what I want you to do here is just write the shaded amount as a percent. So the shaded amount. And what I'm going to say here is I'm going to kind of change the, because we can do these directions different ways. I'm going to simply say write the, let's go with the, oh, geez. You know what? We're going to get ourselves 2 answers here. We're going to have, well, actually 3 answers. So I want to know what the percent of dark, the gray, and then the white for each of them. So for this particular one, percent-wise for it there, they're all squares of 10 by 10. So I've got 1, 2, and then a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, 10. So there's 20 of them, because 10 by 2, so 20% are the dark ones. The gray ones, well, if I could count them all up, but wait a second, if I've used up 20% and the entire amount's 100%, that must mean the other portion is, yes, 80%. So you'll notice here that my 2 do add up. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Let's go with the dark one. So here we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5. So, you know, I'm going to write right on top of it there. It's 25%. This actually turns out to be the exact same, so I don't even need to, I can just put it right in. That is 25%. But let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah, that matches up. So the white portion that we are looking at here, and again, you can look at, wait a second, it's half. I've used up 50%, so you know you've got 50% that's left, because if you've got to get to 100 and you've used up 50, all right, then that means that there would be 50% that is left. Does that make sense?
I like turtles.
Oh, okay. That's nice, but I'm asking if it makes, okay, it does. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. We want the grays here. So this is where we're kind of stuck just doing individually counting. Now, I know that's 10, okay? So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, wait a second. Isn't that 10? Oh, man, I just forgot. All right. Put down what you think the percent is. Okay, put down what you think the percent is, and let's check. All right, did you? Did you get 48% there? All right, yeah, there are 48 of them there, so that would make, for the grays there, we've got 48%. So this is where, again, subtracting it from 100 is going to speed things up for myself. So I know that the white portion there is going to be a 52%. So instead of counting all of them up, we could just simply plug it in like that, which kind of works out. So let's come on down here. What percent is being modeled from each picture? Oh my goodness. We've done that already there. So what percent is being modeled? So what percentage we got? So for the dark, all right, we had 20%. We also want it as a decimal and then a fraction. So what we're going to find here is it's easier to change it to a fraction first. Percent is always out of, yeah, 100. So it is 20 out of 100ths. And then if we say 20 hundredths, well, if we write that as a decimal, 20 and then hundredths. So there's your decimal there. For the gray portion, again, we've got our percent that's there. Again, percent's always out of 100. So there we are out of 100. And if we say it 80 hundredths, yeah, that's what 80 hundredths look like. So we should hopefully see a little bit of a pattern here, and which is going to kind of help us speed things up. So here we're going to go dark. We've got 25%. Again, percent's always out of what? Yeah, all right, 100. So there we go. It's as simple as that. And if we say it 25 hundredths, there's the 0.25. So some people start to recognize, like, wait a second, it's always 2 spots to the left, and it is. So there are ways that we can kind of, speed up the process here. This is the dark, and you know what? And that's gray as well. We don't need to repeat everything. The last thing we've got here is the white portion that we are looking at. I'm going to go and draw a line to separate it there. There, that's nice. And it's 50%. Well, if we change it, because it's out of what? Yeah, you've heard me say it enough here. It's out of 100. So then 50 hundredths. And there you go. All right. Try to fill and see. All right. Try to fill and see here. Pause it. All right. I'm even going to pause. So let's see what you got there. Did you end up? Yeah. Yeah. And, oh, there we go. How about for the white portion there? Did you start? And did you, again, say it's out of 100? And then when you say it, 52 hundredths. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We've got it there. All right. What we want to watch for, and again, we always don't want to say we always put it in front. Let's give you something a little bit extra that's in here. Let's say we had 8%. Let's just do an extra one off to the side. If you had 8%, this would be 8 hundredths. And then you don't want to say, well, you just put the decimal out in front, because that's not always the case. The idea is you just got to write it down, 8 hundredths. What does 8 hundredths look like? Well, I do need my decimal. It's hundredths, so I need 2 places, but I got to get the number 8 in there, which means I'm going to need a 0 and then an 8. So when we look at it there, that's what 8 hundredths, and that's why we talk about it being 2 spots out in front. So it's something that we do want to be careful of. So let's scroll on down. We got enough that's in there. Okay, and let's start getting to the good stuff here. All right, let's see what we can kind of fill in. All right, we just talked about when it's a single digit number. See if you can get the decimal and see if you can get the fraction as well. All right, see if you can put that in there. And in fact, try the next one as well, and try the third one. Try all 3. All right, and when you get stuck, let it keep on going and then kind of pause. If you can kind of just fill them all in, all right, when you finish the third one, then go ahead and hit that play button and start checking to see what's going on. So pause and get yourself started on it. Look, I'm going to pause too. You're done? You got it? Okay, so let's check.
Oh, good for you.
No, really, I'm happy that you're done with it. I am. Okay, so here we go. Decimal. All right. One of the things is sometimes it's easier to write the fraction first. So fraction, 6%. Percent's always out of? Yeah, it's out of 100. All right. Oh my goodness, that table's not going to work out too well here. Let's try this one more time. So it's 6 over and then the 100. All right. So then as a decimal, it's 600. So that means a decimal point and then a 0 and then a 6. Because tenths in their hundredths position. Model would be a picture of what does that look like. So we'll do 1 for this guy, just to kind of show you what you could do is someone like this, and then 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 7. All right, 8, 9, and then even 10 boxes, and you could shade in 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. I'm not as worried about the model. In fact, we're just going to kind of let's not fill that in. So, man, I apologize if I didn't say that sooner for it. But that's all right. There's different ways you can go about it. You know what? I'm feeling guilty right now. You know what? I'm gonna do those, but moving forward, we'll stop with them there. All right. So 60%. Remember, percent's always out of. Yeah, 100. So there you go. And then 60 hundredths. So it's a decimal point, and then it's a 60. So there's your 60 hundredths. Your ratio, well, it's like what it says. It's compare the number 60 to the number, all right, and then 100. So 60 to 100. Model-wise, what we could do is we could draw it all. My goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, I'm feeling bad about that. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 of them. And I can go across a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, man, 7. All right, you see the point there. We shade in 6 of the rows there to go along with it. All right, I'm done. Like I said, the models are great in elementary school. I'm not too interested in them right now. Ooh, let's go back. I'm sorry. All right. So 600%. Now, ooh, this is nice. Percent's always out of what? It's always out of, yeah, it's out of 100. So you should have 600 and then over, and then you should have 100 right underneath it. So there is your fraction. Does that simplify? It absolutely does. We haven't really talked about simplifying. We're not going to require it right now, but it would be 6. Yeah, 6. And again, we're going to get to those particular guys as we move forward along in it. So, okay, decimal wise, how do we say that? 600 hundredths? Ooh, well, now this is why simplifying is nice. And because what is 600 divided by 100? It's 6. There it is. That's it. Where is the decimal in a whole number? It is to the right of it. So, yeah, sorry about that. All right. It is to the right of it, so that's why you can place it there. Or because you can think of it as a whole number, just go, you know what? When I write it down, that's it. I don't want to put it there. I just want to leave it as a whole number. So either one's fine. And then as the ratio, it is 600, and then 2, and then the 100. All right. I don't know why I have moving screens today. We're just going to try to deal with it the best that we can. Okay, so ooh, now it starts to mix around a little bit. Try it. Okay, pause it. Take a moment and see what you can do with it. Look, I'm going to pause too. Do you hear that? Yeah, that's for those of you that didn't actually pause it. Yeah, they're coming to get you. Okay, so percent's always out of 100. So that's what we talk about, doing the fraction first. So we can do 32 and then over and then the 100 that we've got, and that works. So 3200. So when we have a decimal, we just say it. So 3200. So decimal point, and then a 3, and then a 2, and there's your 3200ths. Ratio, okay, so it's out of 100. It's this. I mean, 32 and then 2, the 100. So remember, a fraction is another way of writing a ratio. That's the part, that's the whole. So that's what they're trying to get you as word-wise. We're going to spend more time talking about parts and wholes, but that's it for right now. Okay. Ooh, let's see what you did here. Oh, did you? No, you took care of it, didn't you? So let's say it, 5500, right? 5500. So 55 over 100. All right. And then if we want to change it to a percent, oh my goodness, it's out of 100. Percent's always out of 100. So there it is. It's 55%. We've got it. And then part to whole. So 55, 2, and then the 1. Sorry about that. And then your 100 that you've got. Okay. So we got more here. We got more. We're going to skip that one there because there's nothing that's there. And let's see what we've got here now. Oh, it's a fraction. But wait. What's percent always out of? Go ahead and say it. Percent's out of? Yeah, 100. So let's get it out of 100. Oh my goodness, out of 100. So for some reason we're doing a duplicate here. Don't know why that's going on. I'm going to try one more time. Watch this. We're going to move it up a little bit there. All right, out of 100. Okay, and now it didn't move at all. The main thing is this. If you want to get out of 100, what do you have to multiply it by? All right, what do you have to multiply? I'm going to come right down here. All right, to get it out of 100, you have to multiply it by, 10. So if you multiply by 10, 90. Oh, now, okay. So this is really 90, all right, over 100. So when we think of that, I'm just going to leave it down here. When we change it into its percent's out of 100. So I've got myself 90%. And then here the decimal, 90 hundredths. Oh, 90 hundredths. There it is. Okay. And then part to a whole, 92, and then your 100. We've got it. All right. So that also works. Could I write out 9 to 10? Absolutely. All right. That does work as well. Again, it's just a simplified form of it. So the last one here, they're giving us a picture. We've got 10 boxes. All right, when it's shaded, we've got 7 of them that have been shaded. So 7 out of the 10. So I want to write that out there. All right, but we realize, wait a second, it's got to be out of, 100. So what are you going to multiply by? Yep, you're going to multiply by 10. So when you multiply by 10 up here, all right, you get yourself, oh, that's bad, isn't it? You get yourself 70. All right, you get yourself 70. That's why we listen to it as well. All right, so 70 out of 100, 70%. And then 70 hundredths, so 70 hundredths. Okay, and then part to a whole, 72, and then 1 to 100. That's all it takes there. That's all it takes. So again, if you kind of go through a structure there, you're going to find yourself to be okay with it. So here's what we got. We got Mr. Brown here. All right, he shares with the classes 70% of the students got an A on the English vocabulary quiz. Yay! If Mr. Brown has 100 students, create a model to show how many would pass there. All right, let's skip the model. All right, what fractions of the students pass the class? Fractions. Oh, 70%. Wait, percent's always out of what? Yeah, it's out of 100. There's my percent. There we go. How could we represent this using a decimal? Ooh, say it. Go on. Say it. 70 hundredths. And so we're writing down what 70 hundredths would look like. Again, hundredths, 2 place values, tenths, and hundredths. So how are the decimal, the fraction, and the percent all related? They are all, ooh, fancy word here, equivalent. All right, equivalent means... that means equal, all right? Equal in a way there, we've got it in there. It's just different ways of writing it. So it's kind of like saying hello to someone and saying hi and saying what's up, all right? All those different things. That's what my 2-year-old does now. He walks around there, sup, Dad? All right, and I say nothing. What's up with you? And he goes, nothing. Again, different ways of saying hello. It just depends on what kind of works here. All right, and here's our last problem. We got Marty here, owns a lawn service. He has 100 lawns. Isn't that nice? Look at that. We're treating you so well. All right. Use the 10 by 10 grid to model what percent of each work there. So I'm not going to worry about this. Let's just fill in the table. That's what I want you to do. So 30%. Okay, percent's always out of? Yeah, 100. So there it is. And then if it's a decimal, we can say it, 30 hundredths. So 30 hundredths. We got it. 45 out of 100, percent is always out of 100, so that is 45%. Okay, and then as a decimal, 45 hundredths. So yeah, 45 hundredths we've got. And now we don't know anything about Luther, but we can figure this out there because percent is always out of 100. So far we've used up 30 and 45, so we've used up 75 so far, 75%. Well, that means the remaining portion, and I know you could probably do this in your head, 100% minus the 75%, yeah, that's 25%. So there's the missing amount. And now it's just what we're doing up here. It's out of 100, so 25 hundredths. And again, oh my goodness, we just said the answer. All right. And again, the whole idea is we're just writing things out different ways. These are all equivalent to each other. They're all the exact same. There's just different ways of writing it. So you'll notice that there's part of this section here of the, what could I do, that kind of stuff, and 25 there, we'll get to that there. The summaries, the I can, what can you do now, what questions do you have? Feel free to fill it in. It is something that we kind of provide to you here, but it's certainly not a requirement that we're after. So that's it. All right. That's enjoy. All right.